Hajj, or pilgrimage to Mecca, is one of the 5 pillars of Islam that was made obligatory in the 9th year of Hijrah. In the 10th Hijri year, the Prophet, peace be upon him, led tens of thousands of Muslims to Hajj and demonstrated to Muslims how to perform all its rites and rituals. That Hajj is known in history as Hajjatul Wada', or the farewell pilgrimage, because it proved to be the last Hajj the Prophet, peace be upon him, performed. At the end of this farewell pilgrimage, the divine revelation that had started some 22 years ago came to an end with a verse from Al-Ma'idah chapter. God Most High says, "This day have I completed my commandments for you, and have brought to its fullness the favors that I have bestowed upon you, and have chosen Islam as your religion." The Mina area of Mecca is a valley between 2 mountains east of the holy city. Mina is situated about 5 kilometers from the sacred mosque, and it is where Satan showed up 3 times to misguide Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, from sacrificing his son. Here in Mina, Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, threw stones at the devil, thus starting the obligation and ritual of stoning the 3 jamarat, which are known today as the stone pillars indicating places where Satan appeared. Muslims go to Mina to throw stones at these jamarat, slaughter animals, and stay there on the first day of Hajj and during the 3 days of Tashriq.
Mina was known to people in ancient times. Abu Talib says in his famous poem, "The night gathered people in the houses of Mina. Is there a place which is more sacred than Mina?" Mina is part of the sacred area, and it enjoys great significance. It's about 7 kilometers away from the sacred mosque, and it's one of the famous places of the sacred area, after which comes Muzdalifa, and then Arafat, which lies outside the sacred area.
عرفات وعرفات خارج الحرم.
Every year, more than 2 million pilgrims perform the Hajj, the pilgrimage to the holy mosque in Mecca. The Mina Valley is one of the Hajj stations and hosts the pilgrims for 3 days and nights. On the first day of the Hajj, the 8th day of the Hijjah Islamic calendar, the pilgrim's trip to Mina begins on a day known as the Day of Tarwiyah, or Watering Day. The infrastructure at Mina is staggering. The town exists only to accommodate pilgrims during the Hajj. For the rest of the year, it sits empty. During the 1997 Hajj season, a disastrous fire destroyed tens of thousands of cotton tents. The Saudi authorities decided to rebuild this vast city of tents by installing 40,000 durable fireproof tents supplied with air conditioning and other amenities. The tents are split into male and female, and some accommodate up to 50 pilgrims each. Stoning at Al-Jamarat is an important and obligatory Hajj ritual performed in the Mina area. The pilgrims fling pebbles at three walls called Jamarat, remembering the time when Prophet Ibrahim, peace be upon him, stoned the devil, who wanted to obstruct him from obeying the order of God Most High.
Mina lies within the sacred area of Holy Mecca, and it was given this name because it's where the blood of sacrifices is shed. It is where sacrifices are slaughtered on the day of Eid al-Adha and during the days of Tashriq. Others say it was given this name because it is where people gather. Staying the night at Mina is one of the duties of Hajj, and pilgrims must stay the night at Mina on the heights of the 11th, 12th and 13th, in case the pilgrim doesn't want to perform Tajul. As for staying on the night of the 8th in Mina, it is a sunnah of the Prophet, peace be upon him. Another thing to note about Mina is that it holds three Jamra area: the small Jamra, the medium Jamra and the big Jamra. And pilgrims should stone each of these three Jamrat with 7 pebbles on the 11th, 12th and 13th day, and also the big Jamra or the big Aqaba Jamra with 7 pebbles on the 10th day, which is the day of sacrifice, the day of the Hajj.
بسبع حصيات تختص بجمرة العقبة عقبة الكبرى في اليوم العاشر وهو يوم النحر وهو يوم الحج الأكبر.
As the birthplace of Islam, Saudi Arabia abounds in historical sites. There is hardly an account of a visit to Mecca, Medina, or other parts of the country made by travelers of years past that does not mention one of them. Although the very existence of some of these historical sites is questionable, there are other sites of which the historical significance is beyond doubt. The mosque in Mina, called the Mosque of Khif, is a place where Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, prayed during the Hajj, and according to hadith of Ibn Abbas, 70 of God's prophets had prayed in this mosque. Al-Khif Mosque is situated in Mina, where pilgrims offer their prayers during their stay at Mina. It is 25,000 square meters in area and can accommodate up to 25,000 pilgrims.
Another thing to note about Mina is that it holds the Mosque of Al-Khayf, and this is an old mosque that existed before the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him. As mentioned in some of the hadith, a big number of prophets prayed in this mosque, and so it is a very old mosque, and it's spacious and can hold a large number of pilgrims.
من الحجاج والمصلين.
A long time ago, the ascent to Mina, standing in Arafat, departure for Muzdalifah and other Hajj rites constituted no problem due to the few numbers of pilgrims coming to the holy places for Hajj. But advanced transport means, particularly aircraft, made traveling much easier, taking pilgrims only a few hours to reach the holy places. This in turn caused a new problem. but the government of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia applied several methods to solve it. It is obligatory to camp within the religiously defined boundaries of the standing and gathering sites. Camping outside these limits will invalidate Hajj. To solve this problem, the improvement and development of these sites were made within their religious boundaries so that they may accommodate larger numbers of pilgrims. Other supplementary measures were taken, such as prohibiting the entry of small vehicles into Mecca al-Mukarramah and the holy shrines at certain periods, and efforts were made to provide ample space for all pilgrims to enable them to perform their rites in ease and comfort. Several official agencies have contributed in making the required technical studies to achieve the aspired objectives. These studies concluded that holy shrines could accommodate, God willing, 3 million pilgrims, 500,000 more than the number of pilgrims who came to the holy sites at any time in the past.
إن الجمرات من مشاعر الحج المعروفة وهي 3 جمار.
Al-Jamarat are known of Mashir of Hajj, and there are 3 of them: the small Aqaba Jamra, the medium Aqaba Jamra, and the big Aqaba Jamra. These Jamra were simply poles in the past, and the pole that stands on these Jamra represents the place where Satan stood in the way of Ibrahim, peace be upon him. And so the place where Satan stood is where the pole stands. Then, after 1292 Hijri, the space around the Jamrat, called Awad, was constructed. And later on, the Jamrat area was developed through the building of several stories: the ground floor, first floor, second floor, and third floor. So the number became 4 stories, on any of which the pilgrims can use to throw the pebbles with ease and comfortability. Praise be to God. Also, the Awad, or the space around the Jamrat, was expanded lately, and there are elevators which the pilgrims can use to reach the upper floors with ease and comfortability. Praise be to God.
وهناك مصاعد يستطيع الحجاج أن يصعدوا بها إلى الجمرات في أي دور شاءوا وبيسر وسهولة ولله الحمد والمنة.
Expansion studies and their implementation in the holy areas of Mecca focused on the development of the plateau of Mina to increase its capacity to accommodate pilgrims. Highly advanced technology was used to demolish rocks, penetrate mountains, level high ground, and implement road, bridge, and tunnel projects. This has greatly helped in realizing the goals of these projects, which cost billions of Saudi riyals, although their benefit to pilgrims is limited to a few days, after which they remain empty for the whole year, peopled only by those working on the development projects.